a lot of talk about population over the weekend, a lot of talk about growth and spending in the Dubai budget this morning, and tying in to both, Cooper Fitch has just put together its salary guide for 2026, giving us first look in the studio this morning. Behaviour we encourage. The CEO of Cooper Fitch, Dr. Trefor Murphy. It's lovely to see you, Trefor. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Brandy.
Okay, very quickly, let's start by recapping what we saw in 2025. What number did we come out in the UAE for salary rises?
So we were projecting a 0% increase, but we come in with the 2.6% increase in the UAE.
Why better than expected?
This is a survey of organisations telling us what they're going to do with salaries. I'd say there was a bit of a realisation kicked in, the reality is you need to keep your performers, so still nominal 2.6% is not so bad.
Okay. The headline figure, though, for 2026 that you are projecting is lower than that. Give me the number.
1.6%. And we're keeping it, we normally round up or down, but we're keeping it actual numbers, so 1.6. That's 1,200 organisations, nearly 1 million employees surveyed to get a 1.6 weighted average. So pretty skinny. If we look at what we saw last year, 0 going to 2.6%, are we going to see 1.6 coming in at a nominal 4%? Possibly, but 1.6% is what the organisations surveyed, that sample group, are reporting back.
Okay. That feels low. Given the projected economic growth, Central Bank expecting to see about 5.5%, just under percent growth this year for the UAE this year, IMF around the 5% mark. Given that very punchy Dubai budget that we're talking about this morning, why is it so low?
I mean, we've talked about the supply-demand curve, oversupply of population into a market that's already very popular and very enriched with candidates that want to come here anyway. So we're seeing that dynamic is changing. What we're also seeing is probably a slightly new phenomenon, is that when these people are coming in to do jobs, that they are being paid new entrants to the UAE salary slightly lower than experienced people in the UAE, which is a very different or a new phenomenon for us in terms of what we've seen. We see organisations sometimes taking advantage of this, but it's becoming a little bit more of a norm. So oversupply of people, we are creating jobs at still a very reasonable level, 2% quarter on quarter, just not keeping up with the population increases. The
Central Bank is predicting about 1.5% inflation for the UAE overall this year. Emirates NBD about a percentage point more than that, just under. But Dubai inflation came in at about 3.5% for October. Yeah. Does this mean in real terms that some people are going to effectively be getting a pay cut?
I guess in simple terms, well, it's not a pay cut, but it's less money in the black after paying for all your expenses, for sure. Last time when we spoke about a weighted average of a 0% increase for the UAE, it was not a very popular report. We got a lot of people coming back to us saying this is quite a negative news story, and it's the facts, it's the data that we've received. It feels like another tightening of belts. I think if we come in at that 1.6, but the reality is more like a 4%, that keeps up with EU and global standards of around 3 to 4% increase year on year for salaries. But that's, again, not what the survey is saying. The survey is saying 1.6% increase.
Your report suggests that specialists might do better this year than those who are managing them. That specialists are going to do better than leaders. Talk me through that dynamic.
It's a bit better in terms of the potential increase. Yeah. So up to a 6 to 9% is the medium increase. I mean, doers, those individuals, those senior individual contributors, up to manager, maybe not managing that first level of manager. are in huge demand everywhere. People that understand technology, understand the work they're doing, successful at doing it, and can deliver to expectations. Globally, they're the hottest property, but here, yeah, for sure. But it's quite a big gap between what the leaders are expecting to see in this year's survey. Again, I know we've spoken about it before, but again, we are at the very high end of that top 75 percentile of salaries as well in the UAE, if you measure us against global organisations.
One of the other anomalies in this report, given what we are hearing and seeing in the economy, 48% of organisations expect to increase headcount, which means that more than half don't expect to increase headcount, and nearly a third expect to cut jobs. Now that surprises me given the rate of projected growth. What are companies telling you about why they're either going to cut jobs or they're not hiring?
Yeah, 40% growing, 29% cutting. It's quite polarized. It's difficult to see exactly what's driving that. I would always say, irrespective, all ships don't actually rise at the same level. So even in sectors that are doing well, you've got organisations that are pulling back from the region. Even in construction and real estate, which is booming at the moment, we've got organisations, some of them international organisations, a lot of them local, who are pulling back from growing their teams in the UAE to focus maybe on a different country or a different area. So that contraction is going to be within these numbers. And then even within, and then there are sectors that are doing very well, and then there are sectors that are not doing well.
We have to leave it there, unfortunately. We are out of time for you this morning, and it is a terrible place to leave this interview.
Yeah.
The CEO, Dr. Trefor Murphy of Cooper Fitch, thank you for your time.
You're very welcome.